you grow out of JJ's.
Yeah, it's like a coming of age thing.
You can't walk into a JJ's if you're over 20 as a man.
Yeah, I
It feels uncomfortable.
I think you're right. Unless
like
you need something very, very specific.
Yeah, unless you've got some quirky Mickey Mouse thing.
Yeah.
How we going?
But it's like, how young do you have to be to walk into Lowe's? Like, what's the acceptable age?
Yeah,
your first Lowe's purchase.
You've either got to be like 4 with your mum, or you have to be 40.
Really?
Lowe's.
Unless
or you're a tradie and you just couldn't be bothered getting a different vest. You need to get the high vis.
Yeah. Or like when I went back into last year and got like a whole Christmas outfit.
Yeah, for gags, sure.
Yeah.
But
Perfect
normal
place.
day, say March 3rd, you're going into Lowe's, you're 45 plus.
Yeah.
The second just isn't happening.
No. I just gave you a date.
Why March?
It's because it's up and coming?
It's up and coming.
Yeah.
Big things happening in March.
What's
Big things.
Oh, is that the projected dates?
18th of March.
Ooh.
I become a real man.
So, does that mean that makes you more eligible to enter Lowe's?
Actually, yeah. Yeah, that puts it back maybe 35 I can go now.
Once you walk in.
Because if you have a
Or when she's 4. Yeah, for sure.
I think once you have a kid, you become eligible to go into Lowe's.
Yeah, Lowe's, you want that cheap school shit. You want to get those. Yeah, they get the basics.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Are they even Lowe's anymore? Do they still exist?
Lowe's, yeah.
Are they getting smaller and smaller? There used to be a big one at Garden City.
Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly. Never been to Lowe's, never been to Lowe's.
No, I have a T-shirt from Lowe's that I couldn't find.
Excellent.
So why'd you tell us?
We've all
I
had,
shouldn't have.
yeah, we've all had t-shirts from Lowe's. Thank you.
No, it was one of those gag shirts that actually Lowe's are good for.
Really? I didn't know Lowe's were good for... They're good for
Like
like...
the Hawaiian stuff.
Yeah, Hawaiian shirts,
Yeah,
like
they
Christmas
are.
party.
Like if you're heading to the cricket, you're going to Lowe's beforehand.
Yeah. Who goes to the cricket?
Look,
I don't know, 30,000 people on
Oh,
one
yeah.
day.
look when Stark's taking the wicket first ball
Yeah.
at the Gabba,
A good
you don't want to
topic.
be there to miss it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Dylan's a massive cricket fan.
Yeah.
Already.
I like hitting sticks.
Who won
and
the
balls.
Ashes?
The Ashes?
Yeah.
Yeah, Croatia. Good team. Good team this year, yeah.
Who won the Ashes?
Yeah.
Last week.
It was Australia, bro. I'm not an idiot.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Luke, I do live in a world where Luke exists. So
Yeah, actually.
I've
let's
heard about
talk
the
about
Ashes.
it.
How we going?
Welcome.
I exist.
Guys, this is Luke.
I acknowledge your existence.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Do you want to do the intro? Welcome to the Outspoken show.
2022.
We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, but we're back and we're here to go again.
We made it for one, but thought we'd do another one.
Yeah, episode 2.
One foot in front
See,
of the other.
Episode 2, season 2.
Actually, what are we up? Nah,
Do not do seasons. I will quit. It's not a
Why
season.
not?
It's just a continuous thing.
Okay, sorry.
What's changed this year,
Actually,
apart from the number?
It actually is not a continuous thing.
No, I've changed.
disappeared for about as long as we've been
Get
running
on,
this.
You
get
know,
on.
we popped out like 30
I've
episodes in a
changed.
month.
I've changed.
You've changed?
Yeah. I think
The
it's
show hasn't changed.
No, it
You've
has.
changed
We've
to
got a new
become
setup.
the show. And the show's
You've got
the
a
same.
beard.
Same
Yeah.
concept.
She's on.
Yeah. Up close and personal with Stoss.
Yeah, this camera angle is not getting used. I'm just saying this now.
Why? What's wrong with
It's
that
too
one?
close.
I think it's a good angle.
No.
You shouldn't say that kind of thing
Well,
to Luke, who's going to be editing.
Actually, when you edit it, I want to have a look.
Yeah, I'll make sure to send it to your manager.
Yeah, definitely send it to the manager.
We can get pre-approval.
Yeah.
We'll go from there.
For sure.
Damn.
We'll have coffee over it.
Over.
Yeah. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, over
Coffee in hand.
Yeah.
Ice latte. Is more? Thank you.
Like those three, the others have played them too much.
Yeah.
It's upset stomach. It's crazy. Dude. You
Yeah,
don't want
not,
to see
not
the
good for my gut health.
especially when you can't get toilet paper at the moment. It's not good.
Yeah.
You don't want to be getting that full cream.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Digestion issues,
That's really
Look, I saw the 3 rolls of toilet paper in your bathroom. I thought about stealing one.
Yeah.
That's where we're
It's
at.
actually getting to that point.
Yeah, that's where
it
we're
actually
at.
is. It's like I might roll a bit up and put it in my pocket for later.
I could.
I won't steal the whole roll. That's a bit heavy.
You just came over, you ate our chocolates,
I was
and you
like,
want our toilet paper.
I didn't do it, but I thought
I
about
shouldn't
it.
be eating
It's
chocolate.
Well, I don't buy toilet paper, so I don't feel like they're very scarce for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
the
you're
feeling
not
of
at the
scarcity.
shops.
The man who has everything.
Definitely don't have everything. I did watch King Richard just the
Oh,
other
I
week.
really want to see that. Don't spoil it.
Well,
Well,
no,
it's very hard How am I not going to spoil it when it's fucking history?
It's I'm Serena Williams and Venus Williams' dad.
Yeah, I know. No, but I know
They
what
both did
I know
really
what
It's
it's
a part of
about.
history.
They both did really
No, but
well.
is it like...
Have you heard of Serena Williams?
Yes,
Yeah, so she's
obviously.
a good tennis player.
Oh, really?
Have you heard of her sister, Venus
Yeah,
Williams?
yeah, like apparently like they used to play doubles together and like they grew up together
Another
playing
tennis player. Yeah, they're sisters. So
Unreal.
the two of them are sisters.
Unreal stuff.
Yeah. They're good.
And their dad like coached them or something? And I think the dad's name's Richard?
Well, I didn't want to spoil it.
Oh, okay, sorry. It's a piece of history, sorry.
It's probably not worth watching.
Okay, can I ask, did Will Smith kill it?
Fucking oath.
Yeah, okay.
It's actually a phenomenal
Silly
movie.
question, really.
I don't watch it with you because I'd definitely watch it again.
Should we go
reckon
tonight?
You should watch it.
I definitely want to watch it.
Probably a bit late. We could.
No.
Okay, well.
Doesn't give a fuck.
Should
He
we
doesn't
share-
need sleep.
Should we share popcorn?
Yeah.
I thought
Or
it was
COVID
something.
times, actually.
Hold the
I might sit at the back of the cinema.
I'm
You
more of a
sit
chocolate
popcorn.
ice cream sort of type person with the chopped up ice cream.
Are you? I'm more of a
Yeah,
frozen
one
Coke kind of guy.
I can see that. No, but this is a really...
Talk to me about King Richard.
Yeah, it's getting tricky at the moment. Phenomenal movie. Very well played by all the actors. Will Smith crushes it,
He crushes everything he does.
literally.
I don't know if there's... Even if there's a bad movie he's in, which I can't even think of, he's always...
Yeah. And I think because he's so good, like, and because he can play so many roles, like, even if the movie is,
That's
like, the
not-
storylines...
Oh, I'm just saying, an actor can
Go on, because I'm about to...
Even with the storylines...
Expand on your
No,
points.
the storylines, like, even if it's, like, not a great storyline or whatever, he's going to make it a good movie kind of thing, I feel like. Just because his acting quality brings the movie up.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
See, you're looking at me like I'm stupid, but I'm being serious.
That's because this is
I don't know how to
the
explain it.
It's because this is the first Will Smith movie he's actually
No, I've seen
seen.
Concussion.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Men in Black?
I have, but I don't think I've finished the trilogy.
Have you watched not Karate Kid? That's the son.
Yeah.
He just knows Will Smith
What's
in the
that,
context of popularity. Like, oh, he's
No,
popular.
Pursuit of Happiness. You have surely seen that. No.
Yeah, exactly.
I
That's what I
saw
mean. Like,
Focus. I saw Focus with Will Smith, Margot Robbie.
that's one of his.
Garland.
What's one of his weaker movies?
If you
but
haven't
he's
watched-
still good.
If you haven't watched Pursuit of Happiness, like you got a lot of catching up to do.
Well, King Richard was good.
Yeah.
It's just very interesting because...
Have you seen that one?
What movie?
King Richard. Oh,
No. About the Queen or the
In
Queen's
cinemas
husband.
I think it's about Richard Gere, maybe.
No, the King's husband. The King.
no, seriously, I found out you can buy the movies online now from the cinema and like watch it at home, and you have it for a
It's
second.
called Netflix. It's a
No.
monthly subscription.
I'm being serious. You can buy like the movie.
So am I. We pay it every
Yeah,
month.
Netflix, great. You're so cool with that. Luke. Keep going. Tell us about King Richard, please. Otherwise, we're never going to get there.
I feel like we can't.
Tell us about the movie.
I want to hear about King
I want to hear
Richard.
about the movie.
It's very hard to
Tell me
say.
about the movie.
But it's interesting because he's from Compton, California, very lower class, living in the ghetto, and he had this plan for his daughters. He wrote this 78-page plan. 78-page plan
Yeah.
for his daughters. One was going to be a lawyer. I can't remember. Lawyer doctor for 3 of them. They became lawyer doctors. One of them was going to become the world #1 tennis player. And then the next one was going to become the greatest of all time tennis player.
It all happens.
So the doctor lawyer thing happened. I love how we just brush over that too.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing, but
Yeah.
it's insane.
But yeah, so Venus Williams was going to become #1 tennis player in the world. And then Serena was going to become the greatest of all time. And I don't want to make any spoilers for you, Stoss, but I
It's pretty
don't
good.
want to give away the ending.
Yeah. But, like, she got there. And she is.
Spoiler alert.
It's crazy to me that the 78 play does it go into detail about the 78-page plan?
I would really want to see that.
Because no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. No.
Do we think it's real?
Do you think that was waffle for the story?
But do we think the actual thing is real? The story of him having a plan.
Yes, because, and here's why I went to watch a interview of the tennis coach that they had, that the Williams sisters used, and he talked and referred to it. Like, okay, this is a real plan.
Was the coach's name Richard?
It was Rick, actually.
Oh, okay.
So you got Richard, the dad, and
Yeah.
Rick, the coach.
Okay.
And he was the only person that he trusted to coach his daughters. They had one other trainer for a little period of time, but he was the only trainer that coached the daughters. But I was saying this to Dad because we went to watch with the family. To have a plan for your own life, something that's so
thought
massive,
out.
so huge, and so tricky to pull off in the scheme of life, and to also include 5 other people in that plan, including becoming world number 1 and becoming greatest of all time, and pulling that off, or having them pull that off, as part of your plan.
And it's not even you. It's you don't have any kind of influence on it. Like you can't contribute. Like you obviously did contribute massively, but as in it's not up to you to get there.
That was the interesting part.
Yeah.
Because while he didn't force them to, he curated this environment where they sort of had to play, or not had to play tennis, but that was all they knew.
Yeah.
Based on who they would hang around.
Yeah.
And what they would...
So focused. But subconsciously as well.
He put them in the right environment.
Yeah. Which is crazy to come from the worst environment, being in the ghetto, poverty, which is just an insane story. And then this coach, Rick, was talking about Richard and said in 1991, when they were trying to get Rick to coach the girls, Richard says, how did I lose my train of thought?
What does he say?
It's, at the edge of my seat, and you don't know what Richard said.
Yeah.
No, Richard said, coach the girls, there'll be a movie one day, and you'll be a part of this movie by being coach of the girls. And the movie will be called King Richard in 1991.
No, you didn't say that.
This is what
That's the bullshit part.
No, this is the coach saying this. The coach says this in an interview, not in the movie.
Years ago interview, or this interview recently?
Yeah, recent interview.
Good friend of the family.
Could be on the payroll.
Extra 100k.
But he's not their coach anymore. And this coach...
Is he old now? Like, what's the guy?
Yeah, he's old. Everyone gets older.
30 years on kind of thing.
But no, this coach, to bring them out to Florida, he puts up a lot, because that's what you try and do when you're attracting talent to your tennis academy. So he gave them a motorhome, house to stay, gave the dad a job, put him on payroll, food, everything sort of paid for so that these guys could live and have the opportunity. And it wasn't until just after Venus goes pro, just before she signs a $13 million deal with Reebok, do they part ways with the coach. But they still remain very close by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
So interesting. You're having a kid.
That is true. King Diddle.
Doesn't have the same ring to it.
Well, I don't know. King Constantine's a real thing.
Yes.
King Constantine. Are we thinking a
Captain
King Constantine?
Have you got a plan for your kid?
Yeah, that's what we're thinking, eh? Are we thinking King Constantine the story?
It doesn't even have to be a sport.
Yeah, it could have been a doctor to lawyer route, but the plan for your kid thing is fascinating. Because that goes wrong more times than it goes.
100%.
Every single time except this one time.
Yeah.
Like, the kid ends up resenting you because you're trying to push
Yeah, it happens all the
onto
time. Bernard Tomic, prime example.
He still became a pro tennis player, though.
Yeah, but...
He still made a lot of money.
Yeah. He got there in the end, but now resent and...
Does he hate his dad? Is that a thing? I thought everyone thought that their relationship was bad.
I watched an interview last week and he was talking about it and he just kind of didn't know any better than what his dad put a lot of pressure on. He said he was living his dad's dream.
Yeah.
He was living out his dad's dream and like things like that his dad was doing and forcing on him and the way he'd act around him and stuff was like, he thought was normal, but now since he's like matured, he's like, that's not right. Like the things he was kind of doing.
And that's what Richard has clearly worked out.
And
a balance with that where you don't become the overbearing person.
Also,
that
as
love you.
Richard could have been in any situation. You could be the weak link as well. Like it could this is your plan, but there could be things that you do that could affect that.
Oh, absolutely.
And he obviously limited that.
You know what I mean?
Prevented that, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I think
there's challenges for him also.
Oh, I mean,
before
in this, you see how tireless he is working, literally tireless because he's not sleeping. From like 6, 7, 8 years old, from a very young age, they've got to be training, spending a lot of time on court, and he's still got to work. So he's not really sleeping. So you can see in the movie the effect it has on him trying to financially pay for these kids' dreams, which is expensive, especially in tennis. It's a very...
But he had the drive as well, so that's huge as well.
But it's a huge investment.
Think about also the talent like that kids have in sport, and their parents don't have the same passion for it.
Yeah.
And how how that can go the other way.
With that happiness thing, the reason I reckon it worked for them, and there wasn't that sort of blowout or resentment that from the parents or towards the parents, is because it seems like their circle is so limited and so curated that if I don't see, if I'm just running, if I don't see what it looks like to cook, that's not going to be a hobby. If I don't see what it looks like to go out drinking with friends, that's not going to be a hobby.
That's right.
So once you really narrow your scope, there's not that many things that you're going to end up doing. So they would be studying if it was raining on court. So that's sort of what they're doing. So your friends become very limited.
Yeah.
So I think...
And as sisters, they would have been so close.
Exactly. So I think they've got each other, which
Yeah.
makes them friends.
Huge.
But yeah, by limiting what they see and who they can hang around, stops them from becoming normal.
Yeah. Especially from the situation they're originally in as well.
Exactly.
Because they could have all other kind of influences.
What do you think? Like, how does that resentment factor not play in?
Maybe need 5 kids who all excel and do exactly what the dad told them they're going to do.
Yeah.
Like, he's not full of shit. He wrote this plan for us, and we all became very successful, and we are happy. We had each other. We grew up loving each other and him, and he worked hard too. I think there's so many factors that have to go on to go right. But they all
100%.
the plan.
Not to mention a catastrophic injury.
Yeah,
Like,
the plan worked. So like, he's a man of his word. Like, not full of shit. We had each other.
Yeah. You'd have to say now, like, you'd be... Every time... Far out. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
How many thank yous are you going to say?
Yeah, like
is it the dad?
No, but
Because to a degree it is.
he's definitely a factor.
yeah, but I was
Without him, it's probably very hard to pull off.
Yeah, from the
But
situation.
it's also your
But
work.
also your work, and you had to work to get there. So
It's
I feel like that's the other
It's
thing
both.
too, is that like with Tomic, like he's living his dad's dream, kind of saying that he's working very hard and he enjoyed what he was doing, but like you're living like someone else's dream, but that can also his dad could have got in the way as well and said, I want you to do this, and forced, and you could have fell out of the sport.
It seems very reasonable as well that is why you leave a sport or whatever it may be, because it can easily feel like, especially if your parents are so pushy, I guess.
Yeah. Even like you see the kids whose like parents are like coaches and stuff. Some of those kids like are very talented and have all the resources to be like get to the top or get to a very good level, and they just don't like it because that's all they've ever known kind of thing, and they just want to get out and see something else.
Mm. Do you reckon it's possible? Like, what's your thoughts with the kid coming? I want to know.
Love how you're like, okay, well, I've got to set out a plan right now. I'm going to immediately write what they're going to
Can
become.
you actually
no,
write
but-
78 pages?
Nah, because one kid, I'll divide it by 5.
Oh,
I think so. That's 12 pages or something. I can do that.
That's
not
it
bad.
overnight.
Yeah, I don't think it was right.
No,
We'll
I
go
don't
with
think so.
it.
But
Yeah,
it's
it's like 50.
I was having a chat with Mum today because the first
Did
sport
she
that I
write you a
played-
plan first of all?
She didn't come up with a plan. That was the fucking issue. I wasn't even a plan.
Yeah. Dad didn't write a plan for you?
I was unplanned. There was nothing.
But
So-
you got 9
no, but
months
I
still
think
to write the plan.
so.
don't you?
Like what Luke's trying to tell us is his kid's going to be like an elite athlete.
Well, he's asking me what my kid's
No.
going to be, and I haven't got the plan. I've got to start thinking of a plan because it seems
So
like
the plan-
it's a great way for success.
What's your daughter or son going to be, Luke?
I don't know. I'm very far from a point of raising a kid that's not even funny. So, but I want to make them successful.
Oh, of course, that's
Yeah.
every
So,
parent wants their
you
kid
You
to
want
be
to
happy and
instill that shit
successful
that
and-
makes them successful.
Yeah.
Whatever
Like
that
your
is.
kid's going to be
Give them
listening to
the
Gary
tool
Vee
belt.
from like
Required.
yeah,
Exactly.
very young.
But so the first sport I played was soccer.
Yeah.
And it was team sport. I mean, shit, Mum, like that's a very hard sport to make it in. So,
A lot of opportunities, a lot of teams,
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
people
true.
pay money to watch it, and a lot of people get paid to play it.
but do you think it's healthy?
What?
Which
to-
part?
Yeah,
The sport
I was gonna
or-
say that.
Yeah, healthy. Sport
Is
is
sport
very
healthy?
healthy.
Yeah. No, is it healthy to have a plan for your kids?
Yeah, but it's not a plan
In-
that
in
you
that
want to
as-
force on them.
A plan so specific? Like
Yeah,
that?
well, it can definitely go the other way very, very quickly. I don't think it's right. I think it's fine to have a plan, but you don't want them to consciously be under that pressure. You have to be this. You got to get to there.
It's interesting.
I think
'cause-
like not even just in sport, in other like things, like think academically or like as a scholar, like people who force on their kids to be this and be lawyers and doctors and get to there and play an instrument. Like how many people got forced to play an instrument that they didn't want to
get into college, get into school.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it's kind of like if you want to do that, you want to have a plan, it is as much on you as it is on them. You've got to make it so they're in an environment where they actually aren't going to end up resenting you.
And the kid needs to enjoy it. The kid needs to enjoy what they're doing.
That's the thing. They had so much fun.
I feel like that
really enjoyed it.
That can be created by good environment, though.
Yeah.
Like, what do you naturally enjoy doing? I don't know how much of that is it's in you, or is it you're in a good environment that gives you positive reinforcement about it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot on you to put them in that right situation.
Because
it's interesting.
Because if their friends despise tennis, or all they want to do is drag them out of tennis, to hang out, go shopping on the weekend or whatever.
Yeah.
It's over time. If that is a strong friendship,
it's easy to give.
One of them's giving.
It's like most classic example. Everyone stops playing when they get 18, want to go out and party, and there's other influences and whatever. So, that's a classic situation. Where
I think your child needs to be a monk. You need to insulate them. Insulate. Make it so insular.
Well, no phone, no
Isolate.
Instagram, no social media till.
Actually, this is a
25
question. What age is your kid getting a phone?
30.
Okay.
They can have an Apple Watch at 21.
But how do I have a watch?
What about a Walkman though?
Walkman. You can have a Walkman from 2. I don't care.
No. It's not the point.
But
what age are you going to get your kid?
They're not getting a phone till late high school.
Yeah. Okay.
16, 17.
Because I saw this thing. It was like,
I'm going to give you a kid a phone.
Kid's not getting.
He
said his kid's not getting a phone until he's 12. Yeah. Hold on. But I remember my first phone that I got. I think I was 10 years old, only because I was going to a new school. Had to contact to get home, that kind of thing. But call or text, that's about it. There was nothing on it.
These days, you don't even need to give them a phone. There is and the kid will hate you probably if they're 15 wearing one of these fucking watches. But it's a watch where literally all you can do is message to say, ready to pick up, or you can just literally message on it.
And I think that will develop so much more. Where people won't even need to have the phone, or a proper handheld kind of.
Yeah.
Just wear it.
It's just in your brain. That's a Neuralink crap.
It sounds easy.
I want to put off the phone as long as possible because they're going to have iPads and laptops and shit at school anyway. Because it's part of
one thing that does annoy me, and I think it'll change when I get to that point. But when parents just shove the iPad in the almost baby, 5-year-old, less than 5-year-old's face.
Yeah,
and they're watching when you're out, you walk around the shopping centre.
Very much every single person on it does it.
That's what I mean. Yeah. But it's I watch it and you go, okay, but that might be happening for the half an hour that you're here. But when you're home, they can go back to watching TV.
What should they be doing?
I don't think you need to deprive your kid of it, of the screen. But it's I don't think the kid needs that much.
I very much will be trying to deprive my kid of as much screen.
I don't think you need to when you're out and you're with people, maybe the iPad, keep the kid occupied kind of thing. You would have had a Game Boy or that's kind of.
No, the baby's in the family now. That's what
Nintendo DS.
Yeah, how good was taking the DS out though? If you and your cousins had the DS,
take turns, you pass around at the dinner table.
Yeah, it was who got the best Mario Kart score.
Well, what was that?
Let's go.
The Super Mario, where you got to jump on those tubes and then you're fighting War Turtle or something at the very end of the course.
Yeah, Super Mario. I think you nailed it. But that was a great.
Yeah, and people had the PSP.
Yeah,
PSP was next level shit.
Yeah, that was
some graphics now.
That was hardcore. That was hardcore.
Yeah. But yeah, the screens things worry me because even I'm fucking addicted to screens. Even if I'm not on the phone,
I'm addicted to screens.
Do you think it's better though to deprive them of it for as long as possible, or teach them how to manage it?
I think depriving of social media as much as possible because I don't think they can truly understand until they're a certain
age. But the metaverse, bro.
I was having a conversation with. I can't remember who I was having the conversation with, but that social media is going to get so much more filtered, over time. Now you can click that you don't want to see this content. Sorry,
like a strainer. A strain being.
Yeah, the sink strainer.
Yeah.
No.
Talk about the filter. What do you mean by filter?
So as a parent, you can hop on there and click things that in settings and say I don't want my kid to see this, that.
Yeah, if they
I feel like it's going to get to that.
That's for sure.
Because now you can when you the censored posts and stuff where it's
you got to click the button.
Yeah, to that kind of thing. I think that's going to get even further. So where you can like look at your like maybe you can have access to your kids' kind of social media and say
Those parental controls are there. They're there now. Like you can do that kind of thing. But kids are smart. If they're good on their phone, they'll work their way around it.
Yeah, of
that's
course.
sort of some like kid screen recording.
I'm saying
the mum putting in
from
the
that
code.
younger age.
It was just turning it off.
So smart.
The screen recorder, the kid. The screen recorder, the mum putting in the parental code. Screen recorder.
That's so smart.
I can't remember. It was all on podcast. I can't remember what it was.
That's
but
so smart.
They just worked out, turned it all off that way.
Jeez, that kid deserves to have the password.
Yeah.
Like at that point, like just teach him Python or whatever.
Yeah.
Let him learn to code.
Yeah.
He's gonna be on the computer.
But I think keep the screens away as much as possible because
Yeah.
I don't know, exposure at a young age.
Have you seen that cartoon where the like boys in the middle of like there's a circle at the park and he's got the soccer ball and everyone else is sitting on the park benches on their phone? And it's like such a visual representation of today.
Yeah.
I've seen a similar image where people are on a bus and you've got people on their phones now on the bus that was talking, but then you've got something from 50 years ago and everyone's just reading the newspaper. Looking down, reading. So it's like, I know what you're saying, but is it just people are always looking for an escape and they'll find
I think that's a massive part as well.
That's part of it, but I think it's like the worst form of the escape now. Where it's just filtered bullshit on the internet.
Yeah, but I think it's also got to do with downtime. Like, don't you think, like, in your downtime, you're, like, having to, like, flip through your phone. But that downtime, that escape, that's what I mean. It's not downtime. Like, it gets to a point where it's not.
You were talking about the filtered bullshit on the internet. But at least it's better than the controlled media on the newspaper. Because you can find out what's accurate and what's not. As opposed to before the internet. You couldn't.
Of course you have the access and the ability to do that with the phone. But how many people are looking at their phone doing that? And how many people are just scrolling senselessly?
More than,
through social
I know what
media.
you're saying, but more than 50 years ago where you couldn't fact check.
Yeah.
But that's
I don't think it mattered back then, though. Like, people are so obsessed with being right these days. You know, and, like, being so... Which is not a bad thing, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to them it was like, okay, let's read the newspaper or, like, get the news off the... Like, that's all the information they needed. They didn't know any better, so... Now I feel like everyone's just trying to find, like, that...
They're looking for that extra piece of information, prove someone wrong,
or
just credit someone in a conversation.
But even I don't mind that. Like you're researching and doing shit all the time. Sure, it's the senselessly looking at the fake universe, which is social media. The fake bullshit. It constantly. That is what you're consuming most.
And then when it starts translating like into real life. And like the way people act and that sort of thing, I think that's where there's a massive disconnect.
It's becoming a disconnect. That's
the massive disconnect.
And that's why I think.
And like we're all guilty of it. Like it's not a thing you can change overnight. But it's like that. There's a massive disconnect of what, and even like what you see on social media to how people are in real life, and like not even personality wise, but like their ideas and that sort of thing. Like whole perceptions of people, what people think is good and bad, and that kind of thing. Socially acceptable as well. That's changed so much.
I think that would always be evolving though.
Yeah, of course. But I think, do you get what I'm saying? Like that, it's that disconnect between the face-to-face contact with someone and then what you're reading and people you don't even know, and you're in a way connected to so many people that you have no idea about.
I think that's sort of cool though.
I think it's cool too.
But
it's like the way that it can negatively, because there's massive positives to it.
Because it also, I guess, takes away from a physical connection because you feel close online, but it's not something...
And you can learn so much off it. That's why people... It's so, like, you can find out and learn so much off so many people that you never have any contact with beforehand.
In terms of, I think you said faking the pictures or stuff like that on Instagram, that's pretty interesting because you can use a private jet, and maybe it's not yours, but use it in a picture and you just hide it or whatever, as like a status symbol.
Yeah.
When really, it's not something you possess. But you can use these sort of status symbols, and people are doing it now with the NFTs, like those crypto punks or the Bored Apes. Have you seen like the amount of rappers getting Bored Apes now? It's just a thing, and people are using that like a Gucci belt or a private plane to flex.
Yeah. And
that's just...
I love everyone resharing the NFTs as well.
Yeah.
It's like, are you like buying it or are you resharing it because it's like right now?
Yeah. That you know that amazing mic stand that you've got?
Yeah.
The really good one that's
just
like ours.
Yeah. Second class citizen, everybody. Thanks.
That book underneath it that's a Gary Vee book.
Oh yeah.
So I bought that book. So he did a book launch, and if you buy 12 books, you get one NFT.
Really?
2 books, 2 NFTs. That sort of thing.
Pretty good.
So it ends up being $300 for 12 books and 1 NFT.
Yeah.
So I bought 24 books. Dad bought 12 books.
Yeah.
So now we've got an NFT, and it's like, well, $2,000 now. We just got it. Yeah.
Really?
And we got 24 books.
Wait,
So,
how much were the books about?
It's already done. I think it was a one hour thing or something.
24 hours. So he did a 24-hour window where if you order books in this 24-hour window, you'll get the NFT. So that's the book there. It's called 12 and a half. This is like
So you actually had to buy the one book though. It was the same book.
12 books.
12 of the same book.
Yeah, it's 12 of the same
Basically,
book.
you buy.
It's the one. It's the same.
He's
it's the
thinking
same book.
Buy, give it to your friends.
Yeah.
That's totally his
Okay,
thinking.
Yeah, give it around. So he did over 1 million books pre-launch in 24 hours. 1 million books in 24 hours.
Yeah, that's insane.
Pre-sale.
Yeah.
So the book is 12 and a half. It's really interesting because it's 13 emotional ingredients he believes is required for success in business and in life. And he calls it 12 and a half because he believes he's mastered 12 of them, but halfway there on one of them, which is kind candor. And he thinks that there's been so many relationships that he's ruined that have ended in resentment, especially with his employees, where he's told Sally, "You're doing very good on this project, you're very good," when really she's not that good and needs work. And then it comes to a point where Sally needs to be fired. Yeah. Sally gets fired, and then she's like, "Where the fuck did this come from?" It makes no sense. And then there's this resentment. Whereas you need the candor to have the ability to have the difficult conversation and kind candor in a polite way. So he's working on that one. Yeah. It's the 12 and a half. Very basic book, but like a really good reminder. On just kindness, just good traits to have.
Emotional intelligence is essentially the...
Yeah. So one of those books is actually for both of you. 2 of those books.
Come on the show, get a book.
Come on the show, get a book. There you go. So yeah, that was really interesting. And from that, just seeing a little bit more of how the NFT space works. Yeah.
Does it cost money to make an NFT? Like how?
Like if you wanted to do one yourself.
So every one that he made, so he's given away, I don't know how many thousand.
What is it?
80,000.
120,000.
120,000. Okay, gave 120,000 NFTs. Does it cost him any money to make one? How do you make an NFT?
So you've got it's basically represented by an image.
Yeah. So
that's sort of what people talk to, like this much money for a JPEG. Yeah. That's what it is. Sometimes if it's an artist, that image is of what's value, and there'll be parts of it. So for example, what the image is of is determine some of its value, the background and the frame. Could be, or what its eyes are
what's
doing.
The value in it?
Like, a lot of it's
what's it costing? All of these Gary Vee ones, what are they costing?
Like, can I just make one if I knew how to design?
Pretty much.
But then, how would I have any value to it?
There wouldn't be any value
because you'd have to be of something, alright?
It's sort of You've sort of got to have some inherent value.
It's like painting.
For example, if you were going to say, okay, if you buy this,
because I've seen some of the images, they're
shit.
But it's like an Andy Warhol painting. Yeah. Because it's Andy Warhol. Yeah. It's worth something.
Because it's made by someone.
Or it's like, okay.
But it's like, then I want to know how they're going to increase in value as well.
Supply and demand. But, so that's pretty much how it works. It's in the same way that a painting does. How does a painting increase in value?
Yeah, but...
The person dies who painted it.
How many times How many times are you going to look at a photo that is worth money?
Well, I mean, if you want...
Like, they're going to... This is what I don't get, how much they're going to increase in value. Like, how do you say that it's increasing value? Is it just because it's a year old or 2 years old, like a time frame?
A year old and 2 get lost?
Yeah.
Do they get lost like...
Well, you can lose your password.
Like, is it like hunting
phrase to access?
Is it like hunt and kill? Like, they drop off, and like yours is like survival of the fittest.
I mean, there's so many.
Can someone hack your
ways.
software?
I don't think that's been done. But you can like burn your NFT, which turns it tangible. So I could burn my NFT and get something else for it. So I could get a sports card for it, or another NFT. I could swap it out for something. So, and in that case, it gets burned.
Yeah.
And then that disappears and just evaporates.
I don't know too much about it.
No, it's good you're asking questions.
Yeah.
Because the value is essentially what you perceive the value to be. So for you and I,
that's what I mean. Like, what's the value in some crap photo of some little?
But like the Sidemen or whoever those two dudes you're talking about, they wouldn't do something.
Chunks and Philly, everybody.
Chunks and Philly.
Yeah.
It's sort of cool to get something of theirs, and if they then say,
if like the Beta Squad brought out NFTs, 100%.
Yeah, but then they could even say
there's a value to it.
They could say, actually, each NFT gives you a 5-minute FaceTime with us. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you want to be on a FaceTime
and now the NFTs are like going to get used as the album covers.
There you go.
That's pretty
and,
insane.
There's a YouTube group, Nelk Boys. They just did an NFT project where if you have the NFT, that means you can get into. So they want to open up like clubs, lounges, do that sort of stuff. That gives you access. So, So
that's cool.
You need that. It's like a wristband. To a festival or whatever that gets you into the festival. This will get you into.
Except it doesn't hurt your wrist.
Exactly, it doesn't actually just indent your wrist.
Yeah, I keep it on for 3 days after as well.
Yeah, literally, just to start a conversation.
Yeah. Oh, how was that?
So it's really interesting. And it's exciting. I mean, when you make money, or haven't made money, but if it's up, you're a little bit more excited about it than if it's down. So it's just so interesting seeing and learning about that. It's crazy.
It's weird shit. Because it seems like it's just art.
It's a concept that no one understands.
But it seems like gambling. It just seems like gambling.
Yeah.
Like you're buying this thing that you just don't know.
Yeah,
but I probably don't understand enough. It seems like gambling.
Yeah.
I think you just got to do it in, something you understand, but also like maybe a person you believe in or a project you believe in.
You just believe they're going to get
more.
Or
like a value in something. Like imagine like the biggest rapper brings one out.
But then you're betting on them not then just flooding the market with 100 just like it. Or more just like it.
But that's what, all of them are unique, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much, it's interesting and pretty confusing. I guess requires a lot of research, which I probably haven't done enough of, but
now you own one.
I do have one.
I invested.
Do we have any New Year's resolutions? We're a month in. What's happening, boys?
I don't do New Year's resolution.
Yeah, you go first.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
It just seems stupid to me.
To set goals?
Goals are different, but I don't think at the beginning of every new year, like just for the sake of it, because everyone else is doing it, you just have to make a resolution or something you want to do. I've never bought into that.
What if it's like a course correction? You're on a boat. You're in the Pacific.
Why is it happening January 1st? I should have recognised it 3 months earlier.
No, I see your point, but it's just an opportunity to reflect.
No, but I think
I don't put the mental energy into it. I don't.
Well,
I just don't see the point.
Yeah.
For me, it's never worked for me.
What he's saying is like you can have plans beforehand. Like it doesn't have to be just for the new year.
It's never in the past.
It's like when people go, I'm gonna start this January 1st, or it's like, well, I don't think it's a bad thing, but
I just don't see the point of it. But yeah, what's yours?
No.
What's yours?
No, I want to talk about this for a minute.
No, go, Luke.
Because
you can expand. I don't know what other questions you got to ask, but go on.
Well, no, actually, I was just gonna keep harping on about the same thing that
you're on a boat. It's going west.
We're in the Atlantic. We're in the Atlantic, boys. Where are we going?
What do you think about things?
Where's the compass?
I just think it has to be January 1st. All right, New Year's resolution, New Year.
What about?
Go on, please.
Do you do it at any points in time? Any points in time do you look and reflect and go, is this the right course? Is the ship sailing in the right?
Obviously you're going to think about that, but why does it have to be for the start of the new year?
Yeah, here and there.
That's what he's trying to say.
Every time I have a phase of a thing I'm interested in, that's me thinking, there's something I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a passionate you get.
Yeah, but it'll piss me off. That's a course correction, I guess. Taking up a new hobby and starting something else and having a new plan. But that's, like I said, I don't know why January 1st is the day I should be doing that. And it's not. Like, no one's forcing me to have a New Year's resolution, but I just don't get the idea. It's just like a collective thing because everyone's doing it at the same time as me. It's just fun to be part of the group, but I just don't care.
It's too mainstream for dinner.
It's just like saying, okay,
thank you. It's too
mainstream.
On
Monday, I want to clean up my diet.
Exactly. If I'm going to do it, I should just do it right then. Because Monday I'm going to clean my diet.
But it's also a reminder to check yourself.
Okay. But I know the New Year's resolution is coming in November. I know it's coming soon.
He might come back next year with one.
I won't come back with one, though. I'm very stubborn about this, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I just don't see the point.
He's off track.
I mean, if you're already
he's off track from
course-correcting-
society's like pathways here.
Yeah,
He's
because
riding a horse.
Yeah.
but there's a lot of thought that goes into like
He's
a
out in the
plan.
desert riding a horse.
Yeah.
There's a lot of thought that goes into a plan. I'm not just gonna make one up just for the sake of having it on the 1st of January.
We never know. He might become a jockey.
Well, it could just be that you
To
want
make-
to continue
not sure
to do what you're already doing.
What's the point of doing that?
I think it's a good idea to check yourself.
You've all supported me on January
Okay,
1st
Luke,
saying I'm going
have
to
you
continue
checked
doing what I'm
yourself?
doing. Yeah. What's your New Year's resolution?
What about you, Stos?
I don't know about like a New Year's resolution. Like there's things I want to do this year, but I don't think it's a New Year's resolution.
Yeah, okay.
Like I don't know.
Is there anything you want to try new or you want to change?
Oh, no. There's like a few, but I don't know. Like I don't know if it's specific, as in like
Not
it's
a
a New Year's
resolution.
resolution. It's kind of like, oh, this is what I want to do this year. This is what I want to achieve. These are things that like, points in the year I want to do things and.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Try things
Resolution's
out.
a shitty word that...
Yeah, it's like not a resolution. It's like things I want to achieve, but it's like more of a goal, like you said. Like it's not when you highlight a page, like something in your head you want to do.
Yeah.
Or like I want to achieve. But I don't think it's like a New
cut to
Year's
the
thing.
chase.
Oh, so much, Luke, so much. Oh, there's like different things I want to do with like once I get this sorted. Like physically, my study as well. I don't know, like specifically. Like it's like I don't want to give my plan away, you know.
Yeah. Luke, give us an example of.
I haven't got like a
resolution.
78-page plan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just kind of like things I've highlighted in my head that I want to like do.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I don't have any... What is a resolution by definition?
I think though, this is what I
It's
read.
fucking roasting.
I read something about New Year's resolutions, and people said like if you had the year beforehand can affect like that. So if you had like a crap year beforehand or a good year, like your resolution's gonna look probably very different. You know what I mean?
Because everything's going to come into factor. It's not.
Yeah,
Just,
it's not just like January 1st, it's a new day.
yeah, exactly.
It's a new like you start from scratch. That's bullshit.
It's why I can't buy just some whole
Yeah.
bullshit.
I feel like I hate when people be like start on New Year's resolutions and they go, oh, like this is the new me. It's like, but the only thing that's happened is you have one sleep in between.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like, do you get what I'm saying?
I was in bed by 10 o'clock New Year's Eve.
Like,
New Year's Eve, just so you know.
No, I just like feel like, so say you had a like crap year last year or like a good year last year, you might end up going January 1st, like this is what I want to do. But I don't think it's like,
It's still you.
it's still you.
Using
You probably want to, like if it was negative, you probably want to get like, forget all that kind of thing. Or if it's positive, you're like, okay, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think, like you said before, it's like about reflecting. I don't think it's
just a
about.
new page, I guess.
I don't think it's about
Things.
changing. I think it's about reflecting and like moving forward and improving or that kind of thing.
I guess if you've had a bad year, it can feel like a clean start,
Reflection,
a fresh page.
yeah, reflection's definitely the word for it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, for me, this year I just want to do new things, try new things.
Yeah.
So I want to do stand-up comedy. I want to give it a try.
That's the reaction. That doesn't seem encouraging.
No, I think that's really cool, Luke. I think you should definitely get onto it.
Is Luke a funny guy?
I don't
He
think
can
it's
be.
that funny.
You can be. No, okay, but like, are you gonna do this like
Yeah,
in like the
no.
local bar?
No, they do
Like-
stand-up comedy. They do like 5-minute
Is there
open
nights?
mics and shit.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So you sort of just
Did
rock
I-
up.
We're gonna have to work on a fake
I'm not gonna fake laugh. He's got a bomb for years before he's gonna get me.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm
yeah.
all for this. I reckon you should go for it.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
I think we'll be there when you get up
I
on
don't
stage.
think you will be.
Why?
I need a couple of attempts just to know what I'm talking
Why?
about.
We wanna-
you will
What if you
need
what if you get really good at it? Like
You
I want to
will
be there from the start.
5 years to get good at it. But I might come to any open mic. You might get me out of the house on a weekend night. That might be crazy.
That could be crazy.
But yeah, no, so I thought, like, I just want to try something new. And maybe I don't like it, but I want to do 5 open mics. So you just show up to, like, this pub sort of thing, and it's a 5-minute bit. So you speak for 5 minutes, hopefully you're funny. And I want to do 5 of them. And if I don't like it after 5, I can stop. But I want to do 5. And if I do 5, I feel like I've given it a go.
Yeah.
And then from there, I decide whether I want to do a 6th. But I've given myself until the end of February to do the first one. So there has to be a point where I do the first one. And I guess it's not a resolution or anything like that. It's just,
But you're this happened with you before. Like, you get something in your head and you're just so driven towards it.
I actually enjoyed it.
Like,
It's
100 miles
actually-
an hour. Like, and it's something to achieve.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. I was actually reading, I keep saying that, but I keep reading.
And you don't read? Or you
No,
can't
I do, but like I see it see it wherever I see it. You know?
Reading like words on the page.
Yeah, it's not a concept people do these days, but yeah. I was reading about like people like get to a point where they're not achieving anything, so they feel like they're in in a constant kind of state. Like apparently, like it's a healthy habit to be like achieving something or working towards something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having some drive or purpose.
Yeah. Or something you're working towards, even if it's like long term kind of thing.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Moving towards something, and I guess that's probably why I'm looking.
And
for
that
something.
shifts your motivation because it's like it could be really short term, like things you might have done in the past, short term, or it could be something really long term that you're going to get a reward for later.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess that is probably one thing I want to try. Yeah. I've been doing these. You might have seen on TikTok those commentary videos. Yeah, sports commentary. Horrible. They're very bad. No, they are.
To all the viewers, go. I like all of them because no one else does.
It's true. But no, I thought like, it'd be cool to like commentate sport one day. Yeah, that'd be fun because I like sport.
No, have you seen those guys who commentate the cricket? Who like they do the voiceovers of the they like lip sync the cricket commentators on TikTok. Yeah, they like got really big over the Ashes.
True. Okay. Yeah. But no, I thought that like it'd be cool to commentate a game. So I thought, okay, if I learn how to speak,
have you got into commentators like
community level
voice?
No, like
I got into commentators.
You know what I mean?
Didn't I look great?
Like an imitation.
Okay.
Oh, what do you mean? Like
you give us your best Richie Bernard.
Yeah, like your impression. Sorry, your impression.
Yeah. Give us your Godfather.
I can do the
Goodfellas.
The Goodfellas.
Yeah.
You gotta tell me I'm funny first, though.
Oh, you're a funny guy.
Funny? How funny? No, you said I'm funny. How the fuck should I know? No, you said it. Funny. Funny how? Am I a clown? Do I amuse you?
Mate, that's the thumbnail.
Oh wait, it'll be okay? Will it be okay? Oh, no, that's fine.
I think this is off.
Yeah, that's the end of the episode. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we would have been wrapping up very soon.
Yeah. Luke, are you going to do the outro?
Well,
because that was still recording, but I don't think the mics would have been on.
Mics would have turned off.
Yeah. We had a power outage. You may have seen that. Fortunately, it came after my Goodfellas impression.
Yeah, that's what you did.
You know what it was? Because
they wanted to cut that. I wanted to cut it short halfway through, but
there's a greater power because we were actually laughing at something Luke did.
Yeah.
And people aren't meant to see people laughing at Luke's jokes.
Yeah.
It's just not meant to happen.
That's right.
So I think that was just,
we killed it.
Yeah, is that because it was so accurate?
Look, I don't know. I don't know what it was, but it's definitely working. We're going to have another power outage.
It wasn't good.
It's funny though. I found it amusing.
It was funny.
So yeah.
You're not funny, but the impression is funny.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Other than that, I guess the only other thing I wanted to do this year is have better sleep.
Oh,
just like
I would agree.
Focus.
All I've been doing recently is sleeping. Like too many hours in the day, so you just end up going to bed.
Really?
I've been like afternoon naps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make it hard to fall asleep at night then? You push your
No, I don't because I'm just so tired.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's the screen time too.
Screen time
takes you out of it. It drains you.
Drain you.
Especially like when you're watching TV and then you're on your phone and then by the afternoon I'm just bugging.
It's cooked. Yeah. Should we wrap it up?
I think we'll wrap it up.
I sometimes forget how to do this thing.
Yeah. Do you want to hit the outro?
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.
Hit the bell notification.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.